You know what we haven't done on this show in a while? Fallout Equestria. I mean it. I've been trying to make November a dedicated month so I could do some good old-fashioned Fallout stories because I love the world building, I love the characters, I love what it's K-Cat had inspired. I love all of that. But good golly, if I haven't found myself getting encountered with a brand new story almost every 5 freaking minutes, that has kind of interrupted my desire to do Fallout. Well, you know what? Why not now? Time to do some Fallout Equestria again. And it's one I've been wanting to touch on for ages. So I present to you the ABCs of Fallout Equestria. And I'm sorry that this chapter is going to be a short one, but I kind of want to do each letter individually, or at least put each letter to a two-parter. So, here you go. I should probably start by explaining a little bit about Pip Bugs. I said, closing the book in my lap. The Book of Little Pip. I only read it once for myself, but when it came to reading it for groups of fillies and colts who came to my home, I never get enough. The gleam in their eyes as I told them the valiant tale of the Lightbringer always made my day. All right, little ones, you should run along home. Your parents will be wondering where you ran off to. The fillies and colts all collected their things and filed neatly outside, thanking me for the story. All but one, that is. A small pink and purple unicorn filly sat in rapture on the floor, looking up at me. She wasn't really a filly, not yet at least. She was younger and didn't have her key mark yet. However, her eyes were hungry. They had that look in them. The kind of look Twilight used to have when she devoured a book. The filly wanted more. Miss Fluttershy? The filly asked in her adorable voice. Is your home really happy? It all sounds a bit far-fetched. A savior returned from the sky to the land? Even I have to admit it's a little ridiculous. I smiled softly. Just like Twilight, always a skeptic. Well, I could tell you for sure it did happen. You know Miss Remedy and Mr. Calamity? I replied. They were there during the final battle to bring back the sky. The filly sighed loudly. I could tell this was going to be enough for this one. Yeah, I suppose so, but there's other stories out there, right? Oh yeah, I mean, there's one of a badass sniper, there's one of two brothers. There's a whole slew of them. She asked, I heard the book a little bit so many times it's starting to get old. Yeah, tell me about it. There's so many live reads of Fallout Equestria, it's hard for me to actually feel unique if I did the main one. Are there any other heroes you can tell me about? I smiled again and put my head to chin, thinking hard. Trying over to the bookshelf, I began scanning the various books stored there. Well, I said, resting my head on one book. There's the Ghost of 52. That's a personal favorite of mine. An adorable filly searching for her mother. I already read that one. Doesn't you have anything else? I rolled my eyes and continued down the tiles. My host stopped at a book simply called Security. Well, I grinned. My host left the bug named Security and continued on. She was way too young for that one, I thought to myself. I continued along until a particular book caught my eye. The spine of the book said ABCs. I pulled it out with my teeth and tried it over to the table. Resting the book carefully on it, I motioned for the filly to join me. How about this one? But I already know my ABCs, the filly said, her lip curling into an adorable pout. The children always did know how to get me. They'll treat me like a little fool. Of course not, little one. Tell me, do you know what an anthology is? No. Well, an anthology is a bunch of stories that have nothing to do with each other. It's what happens when the polys get together and create one giant work. I explained. That's what this is. It may say ABCs on the front, but it's really 26 stories to the wasteland. Are there heroes in it? The filly chirped. I smiled softly. Some. Sometimes there are villains too. It depends on the story. I said, do you want to read it together? Sure, this is fun! The filly replied, jumping up in place. Most of her to follow me. We made our way to the sitting circle where I sat down and began reading. All right, then, I said, opening the book to the first chapter. Just sit down, and we'll begin. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. I don't want to set the world on fire. The ABCs of Fallout Equestria.